Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 3 of Walking with Jay. I'm your host, Jeremy Vincent Henry Larson. Today's date is the 18th of November 2021. Just out here trying to get some steps in and trying to communicate some of the things that I've got going on in my life. One of the things that I've got going on in my life is mental health recovery. And that's been kind of a theme of Walking with Jay, especially the walks that I do by myself, is to check in on my progress with my mental health. It's interesting when I talk about progress with mental health, because it's not something that you just, it's not a linear process. It's not something that is a straight line that gets better and better and better. It's definitely a wavy line. It's definitely got its setbacks but I like to come on here and talk about how I'm doing. It helps the people that know me and love me and want to support me. Helps them to know where I'm at and what I'm up to. And so let's talk a little bit about mental health. I do want to make sure everyone knows that I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. And so when I talk about mental health issues, I'm talking specifically from a peer support standpoint. Just someone who has bipolar disorder. I have anxiety disorder and social anxiety disorder. And so I have some lived experience, and I think that that lived experience has helped me definitely in my real job. I work with Southwest Behavioral Health Center, and I'm a certified peer support specialist. So I get to use my lived experience. I get to use my recovery story to establish rapport with other people who are trying to recover. And so it's an honor and it's a privilege for sure to be in that position. And so as I'm helping other people with their mental health recovery, I also have to dedicate myself to doing what I need to do to stay healthy. And one of those things is walking. It's one of my favorite recovery tools, is walking. So I get out, I get some fresh air, I get the blood pumping. What else do I get? I don't know. I just get to enjoy some time outdoors, which is rare for me anymore. But anyway, yeah, so that's one of the things that I like to do. I often talk about a recovery tool bag, and these are, or a resiliency toolbox. Anything that you have, that you do, and that you can use to make sure you're staying well is something that you can put in your recovery toolbox. And so, yeah, for me, walking is one. In the job that I have as a peer support specialist, I get to hear people's stories. And so I actually get to see the recovery process in other people. And it's really a brilliant thing to witness. I feel really blessed. When I talk about recovery, I want to also reiterate, as I've done in the past, that recovery is not synonymous with being healed from mental illness. There are no cures for mental illness. There are things that we can do to manage our symptoms. There are things that we can do to take care of ourselves so that we can live the kind of lives that we want to live. And that really is what recovery is all about, is being able to design the kind of life for yourself that you want to live. and to do something that's meaningful for you. And so that's what I do. I help people with that. And yeah, I'm also someone who's in mental health recovery, and so that I'm on that journey myself. I have professionals who help me with that. I have a mental health psychiatric nurse practitioner who prescribes me who manages and helps monitor my medications, prescribes the medications too. And I have a therapist who gives me counseling and listens to me and gives me what I call a checkup from the neck up, and checkup from the neck up. It's not any neck, it's my neck. So it's the neck. Anyway, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. I'm not gonna make this a short episode. Just want to tell you guys that I'm doing well. My recovery is going well. I still deal with quite a bit of anxiety when I try to do new things, which I'm constantly trying to do new things because I love to learn and I love to push my boundaries as far as what I can do. Now that I'm 51 years old, almost 52, I'll be 52 in January. I feel like I'm starting to get back to some of the hobbies that I've had throughout my life and try to learn how to do things like, well, I've been working in music for a long time, and that's really never left me. But I've also, when I was a kid, I really wanted to be a filmmaker. Ever since I saw Star Wars, it was like, oh, I got to do that. And so that was something that I always wanted to do. And so I dropped that after middle school or whatever. But recently I've thought about promoting my music more to other people and to get it out there. And so I've thought about getting into making music videos too. And I just did that kind of off the cuff, not realizing how much that entails. And so I'm learning what that entails now. And so I'm excited about making a video for my first song that I've got called Holes in the Atmosphere. It's not the first song I've written, it's the one that I started this journey of trying to publish my music. I wrote it earlier this year, and it took me two months to record. Well, write and record. And so I'm really excited about getting it out there for people to hear. I've got it done. Just need to get it off to get mastered and get put on Spotify and iTunes and those kind of things. So I'm excited about that, and I want to do a video to help promote the song. So yeah, well, that's it for today. I'm out of breath, out of shape. I want to start walking again, so if you guys wouldn't mind hanging out with me, and if you like what you hear, if you're willing to go on that journey with me, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'll just keep coming up with content. And hit the notification button. Do what you got to do to stay in touch. Leave a comment. I'll respond to as many comments as I can. And I just want to tell you guys that I love you. Thanks for hanging out with me, and be well.